Right, hello there everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome back to what is an instant match reaction, not a Redmond roundup. And mate, I'm furious. I'm furious for a few reasons, and let me get into why I'm fuming. Welcome everyone who's coming to the stream. I don't enjoy football as much anymore, people. I don't enjoy football in the sense that I'm not saying not every VAR decision there was wrong, yeah. It weren't wrong, and I understand that. Some of them were right, and there's many good reasons to why VAR is more than a good thing. Not just for English football, but for world football. We know, obviously we talk about Maradona, who sadly just passed away. We talk about the hand of God. If VAR was there, then England could have had a World Cup. When you put it in that perspective, you need it. But when you put it in the perspective that, mate, it's just robbed again. See, people are saying it. People are saying robbed again. Let me try and find a place where to put my laptop. But I understand people's frustrations when they say we're robbed again, because I understand that multiple times in that game, there's so much that's going wrong. And let me tell you just some of the things. In fact, let me just break down the game before I even talk about VAR. So, the first half was shit. That's one thing I want to get out the way first. We were terrible in the first half. I even put out on Twitter. That first half was absolutely wank. Absolutely wank. And it was terrible. Let me get this off the screen. And they weren't just... One thing that you notice when we haven't got Henderson and Mane is what they really, really add to this team. And you only notice that that's missing when they're in the team, when they're not in the team. They never started today. And by the way, I'm sorry for this big, massive umpa-lumpa spot on my lip. It happens and we just have to deal with it. But as for today, no directness, no leadership, no real compactness in that first half. I'm talking about them. We skipped to the second half. In fact, I'm skipping over loads. Brighton had a penalty. They missed it wide. Mopé put it wide. Connolly had about 8 chances, which I just can't believe Liverpool never dealt with any of them. That's my issue. I just can't believe, even without Henderson, we can't get more of a compact shape without Henderson there. And I understand we've got injuries, and I'm not trying to be too negative. Believe me, if you watch the Redmond roundup, you will know that I'm very easy on Liverpool under the current circumstances. It's a very difficult job to do what Jurgen Klopp is being told to do right now. And for anyone and I see people slating Jurgen Klopp. I saw them slating Jurgen Klopp against Atalanta. Bang out of order, because you've got to understand you do know better, and I understand you haven't trained to be a manager and whatnot, and it's not really a great argument to propose, but what manager are we going to get that's going to do better than Jurgen Klopp with these circumstances? Very few. Even James Milner went off anyway. That was the first half. Second half, Liverpool get a goal. Diogo Jota came on. Mate, it was like injury after injury after injury. When will people realise we need to reschedule this shit? Right now, it's not working. Right now, it doesn't make sense. Playing 3 games a week for Liverpool doesn't work, because now, look at today. Adam Lallana came on for 8 minutes, went off. James Milner went off. Who else went off? Danny Welbeck went down for a minute. Mate, there was like 5 players down at one point. Now Phillips had a little issue. He's fine, but I think that's just impact what happened with him. I've probably skipped over the game as well, but just injury after injury after injury. We get our goal into Diogo Jota. Now we'll fast forward all the way to the last minute, which is obviously what everyone's going to be talking about in the chat. And by the way, Jake, people in the chat, everyone is welcome to an opinion. Everyone is welcome to an opinion. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know if you mean right now, Jake, if you mean in general, fair enough. But if you're talking right now and that's like an insight of you saying that you want Klopp sacked, then I don't know if you're 100% a Liverpool fan. But if you're saying that for after, then fair enough. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm noticing comments like that because I see people talking about Klopp the way they're talking about Klopp. He's getting it's not even the fact. Why don't people realise that no other manager, we haven't even got our best signing in Thiago. People forget that we haven't even got Thiago available. Thankfully, we had Henderson available for today, because to be honest with you, in my opinion, we go ahead and we lose that game if Henderson isn't available. That's just me. I don't think we have any chance of winning that game if Henderson isn't free. When Mane came on, he done all right. He added a bit to the game. Hendo done sound, added a bit to the game. But talking about that last-minute goal... sorry, you're not Henderson. He weren't just sound. He was superb. In fact, he changed the game, Henderson. But talking about that last-minute goal, I can't believe it, man. Like, Liverpool gets shafted by VAR yet again. And bear in mind, there was a goal earlier in that game which you never talked about in Mo Salah. Mo Salah had a great chance earlier on, and it was a stud, not a toe, a stud offside. And the fact it's getting given, stupid. And I keep saying it, and I understand in this day and age that is an offside. But why can't it be adjusted? And when you're talking about that last one, mate, we played on for another 2 fucking minutes, and you're going back for Robbo kicked the stud. I feel like Liverpool have got robbed by VAR twice because of studs. Because of studs. Studs are bullshit. It's like you're not even hitting the player. You're hitting a metal bit on the bottom of the shoe. Danny Welbeck went out. Danny Welbeck's a great actor, by the way. Can I just offer that as well? Danny Welbeck's a phenomenal actor. I don't know. And I love doing live match reactions. I love reacting to the Liverpool games. And obviously, whether I do YouTube or not, I follow Liverpool and I watch every game unless something comes up. Otherwise, I will watch literally every single game, whether it's pre-season, league, Champions League, league. I don't care, Asia, trophy. I'll watch any game of football. But right now, it's hard to get excited about football, in my opinion. And yeah, I want to know what some of you think in the comments. I want to talk to you a little bit. Do you think VAR should go? Callum, I don't think VAR should go. I just think it needs to be implemented. It needs to be looked at. It needs to be redone. That's what it needs to be. We need to re-establish what rules. Because it seems like without VAR, we actually didn't really know the rules of football. What is really a foul? What is really, this, that, and the other? We've got to be specific now. That's why I don't appreciate the fact that they've gone back after minutes and minutes and minutes and decided to give that a penalty in the last minute. And arguably, well, in my opinion, definitely shafted us off 3 points, which I haven't even talked about. And another thing, it was massive that we got these 3 points today. Massive, very, very big, because we're in a title race with Spurs. And if they beat Chelsea or if Chelsea beat them, we can't start letting them leave us. Does that make sense? From Joe, Minamino was poor and gave the ball away too much. I think Klopp should have took him off instead of Salah. But everyone will go on about the team. But we should be able to play better with that team. I agree, Joe. I think you just summed it up perfectly. I thought the Mo Salah change was a little bit odd because I thought we did need him involved in the game. I thought he was adding a lot to the game as well. However, you do have to understand from Klopp's point of view, he has to rest players. And if he feels he doesn't need to play Salah much more from that point on, then fair enough. Who is your man of the match? Asks DJC360. I'm not going to lie. I think that my man of the match, have you got to give it to Jota? Not just because of the goal, but because of the work rate. Who else? In fact, I'm going to give it to Henderson. And people can disagree if they want, but just watch that first half performance and watch that second half performance, and you will understand why I am saying Henderson is my man of the match. 100%. Don't agree with this. do not agree with this comment at all, whatsoever. I do not agree with that. Lucas, I understand there's anger in football, but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think we need to do anything that involves shootings. Do you know what, though? Let me see. This person's just made a great shout. Code Command, shout out to Code Command, very big supporter. Nat Phillips, I agree with that. So if I'm not saying Henderson, then probably Nat Phillips. I'm just saying Henderson, my man of the match, because I feel like he offered more to the game in the sense that look the way we played in the first half and look the way we played in the second. Henderson adds so much to the team. He adds leadership, he adds fight, he adds passion, he adds dynamic. You saw straight away the passes that he was offering. But however, you cannot displace Nat Phillips and the performance that he put in today. What a player we've got there. Nat Phillips is slowly, game by game, changing my opinion on whether I want a new centre-back or not. Very, very slowly. And I'm talking about a fourth choice centre-back. You know, we've been linked with pair shares and stuff, but Nat Phillips has impressed me to the point where he looks experienced, he looks solid, he looks confident. Doesn't look fully polished, but should he after 2 Premier League games? Today was a very different test. Well, actually, not a very different test. Brighton is still a very tall team with very big players who can cause you problems in the box. But one thing I will offer to you is, even though they do that and they do like to play aerially, Brighton were trying to get in behind a lot today. We saw that when they had Connolly on the pitch, and Nat Phillips dealt with that perfectly. And that was one question I wanted to ask about Nat Phillips. Can you deal with the pace running in behind? Now, don't get me wrong, Connolly was mostly coming more towards Fabinho, so he weren't really testing Nat Phillips much. But even from time to time, when Danny Welbeck and stuff tried to get in behind, it did. He looked confident. He really did look confident. And yeah, anyway, Neco was shocking. I think that's going to be the echo. I think most Liverpool fans is going to echo that. I think even neutral fans will echo Neco was not the greatest today. And I think I always say this, it's fine to criticise an individual for the performance, but not an individual for anything else other than the performance. So I'm going to criticise Neco on his performance. Very lackadaisical. Can't believe what he done to give away the penalty. We got very fortunate there. And by the way, we say we got robbed. But that being said, Brighton battered us that game. They battered us more in the first half than we battered them in the second. Does that make sense? Back to the point I'm trying to make about Neco. That penalty was poor. Poor. very, like, I can't even put into words. Like, I don't even think I'd be that undisciplined, and I'm not hating on Neco there. I'm talking about his individual performance. He looked a bit too eager, and a bit too angry, a bit too emotional. And I think that's one thing he'll need to learn, and Jurgen Klopp will pull him aside, obviously. Didn't have a great game today, got taken off. If you're asking me to rate him out of 10, probably going to give him a 3 or 4, but that does not mean we go and attack him. It really doesn't. He's filling in a job that he wouldn't be filling in for right now if Trent was there. And hopefully Trent comes back soon, because we do realise that we do need Trent, and he is so important to our team, 100%. From Ryan Turner, James, I just want to say thank you for the appreciation of my comment on the COP TV when I mentioned about the whole Henderson comparison to the treatment Neco is being getting. Ryan, that's what I'm talking about Neco. It's his treatment that I don't appreciate. It's not the fact people are criticising him at all. And as for that, by the way, I'm going on the COP TV literally as I finish up on this live stream. Make sure you get any more questions. Ref needs... Right, don't be saying stuff like that. For fuck's sake. Why am I showing that on the screen? Jesus Christ. You are speaking facts. I appreciate that. George, I understand that you're angry at the referee, but I am going to have to put you in timeout, because I do not condone people saying stuff like that. So, yeah, I understand people's frustrations towards the referee. I really, really do, because, like I said, it was a very debatable decision on how he done it, the time he done it, and everything else that came along with that decision. Do you know one referee that I do like? And this is going off topic. Do you know the Atalanta referee? The one who played against, the one who refed the game against Atalanta? I liked him. Thought he was good. Thought he was sound. He let the game run. Didn't really ask for VAR. I mean, I don't know if VAR was available in that game, but it was very smooth, it was very easy, and it was nice. And I liked that referee the other day, and I wouldn't mind him possibly managing controlling and refereeing another Liverpool game. Can't wait for... Neco still has a very bright future. Can't wait for Thiago. Yeah, same. I think all of us just can't be... I think all of us can't wait for Thiago. You know, we saw what Henderson brings to the team when he comes in today. Imagine a Thiago, people. Imagine a fucking Thiago. Just think how good Thiago is. FIFA Player of the Year, by the way. Can we just get a round of fucking applause? FIFA Men's Player of the Year. That's what we're not getting right now, and we've got him, but he's just not available. And I do think there's some more to that injury than what we're saying. Someone's just said a good comment there that I want to try and get up. Neco needs a loan to gain confidence, to gain confidence and experience. And I agree with this from Reece Williams' season, funnily enough. I just think, you know what? Even though Neco is a solid right back for Wales and what he does for them is fantastic, he's shown good glimpses in what was the under-23s game for Liverpool. I just think now he could possibly not be done at Liverpool, but he does need that sort of next step in his career, in my opinion, where it's going to offer him a lot more. And I'm not giving up on my man Neco Williams, I'm just saying. What else happened today? Sadio Mane, the best player in the world, got an offside goal. That was actually offside, to be fair. That's one good thing about VAR. It catches out them type of decisions, and that was, in my opinion, a correct one. It was just the Salah one that was a bit fishy for me and all that. But make sure that you get any last comments in before I do go. Boys, make sure you're on the channel as well later for the live match reaction. Make sure you're on the channel tomorrow morning for the Redmond Roundup. That's going to involve a player ratings for this game. So a more detailed look into this game as well. It's not just going to be, for fuck's sake, it's going to be actual detailed shit. So, yeah. Who do you think is a better replacement for Minamino? I don't know if we should be looking at Klopp is fighting. What do you mean Klopp is fighting? Klopp is fighting. Is it because he's... I can see the interview. I haven't got it on volume. I should probably get it on volume and see what Klopp's having a little word with here, because I'm interested to see what he's got to say, to be fair. Well, that's a shame. I can't find my remote, because I actually do want to know what Klopp has got to say there. Klopp is fighting. But you know what, though? Regardless, if Klopp is angry while speaking on his interview, yeah, rightly fucking so. Mate, he's playing a game every 2 days. How many more times do I have to say? He's playing a game every 2 seconds. I just think when you're a telegraph. What's the word that I'm looking for? When you're a BT, when you're a Sky Sports, and you're controlling these games, yes, you need to play fixtures, and yes, we need to fulfill the games that we need to play. But that being said, can't you schedule them out better? And I'm not saying that was the reason for the 1-1 draw today. I'm just saying in general, can't you schedule that out just a little bit better? Because in my opinion, I think they can 100%. People are saying the league is rigged. Liverpool through this, ha ha ha. Epic Beats, I'm sure you're not a Liverpool fan, but one thing I will say it's naive of you to say Liverpool are through this, especially with the fact that, yes, Spurs are doing very well. Yes, Chelsea are doing very well, but they haven't had to deal with what Liverpool have had to deal with, and they haven't even had to deal with even half, more than half than what Liverpool have had to deal with. So, I obviously last season they didn't talking about this season. Spurs haven't had nowhere near the amount of unluckiness that Liverpool have had recently. One thing I just want to offer to you is, though, try and be careful, because injuries will start coming, I feel, to a variety of more teams. I feel like players will start dropping. Kane, Sons, these. I'm not saying these players specifically, but, the top level players for these opposition rivals. And I'm not saying it's not going to keep continuing for Liverpool. I'm sure it will. And yeah, it's going to be shit. However, we have got the best manager in the world. And I'm going to end this live stream on a positive. We have got the best manager in the world. And you can never write off what Jurgen Klopp can achieve and what he can do. Let me just leave the Liverpool fans with that. And let me leave the neutrals with that. Like I said, I will be back. I will be back with another video, the live match reaction highlights later, as well as a Redmond Roundup tomorrow. So make sure you're on the channel for that. Some new things coming to the channel. Redmond Roundup's now going to be every day. There's a new sort of production coming to the Redmond Roundup as well. So make sure you keep your eyes all out for all this good stuff that's coming to the channel. Let me just read any other comments that I missed. Henderson should have started. Connor, easy to say in hindsight. Very easy to say in hindsight. But when you need Henderson for a more longevity period of time, believe me, we're much better off losing Henderson for one game than the next 5. If we needed to play it safe today, we needed to play it safe. I'm glad we never played Matip. I'm glad to an extent we never played Mane. Now I'm just waiting for Genie to get that rest that he deserves, you know what I mean? Jurgen just smiles after something goes wrong. King Michael, what do you want him to do? He's not going to be smiling to the players. He might smile on the interview, but he's not going to go to the players and be like, well done, boys, you've just lost. Well, you've just drew. And we never played that well. He's not going to be thinking about the injuries when it comes to the performance itself. Do you know what I mean? Man, can't wait for it. Legends, everyone. What's this said? Man of the match, VAR. Yeah, fair shout. People, thank you for supporting. Make sure that you leave a like on this video if you haven't already. If you've watched it live, thank you. If you haven't watched it live, then thank you as well. But the conclusion on that game, shite. I think that's the only way you conclude it. But anyway, nice one for watching this video. Like I said, Redmond Roundup out tomorrow. About to go over on the COP TV as well. So make sure you all come over and join me on there right now. The COP TV on YouTube. And yeah, people, I will see you in a bit. Peace out.